Good evening, folks. It's Diamond with the Oppenheimer Ranch Project Magnetic Reversal News in Shinrin-yoku, bringing you a grand solar minimum update Monday, August 9th, 11 p.m. Mountain Time, 2021. Well, the fires are burning as they do every summer across North America, like a bummer, but the smoke is inundating all the states to the east, and we're looking for rain. It's insane. But the big story: sewers collapse, cars totaled. Omaha begins the total damage from Saturday's deluge. Flood totaled as many as 50 vehicles in just one Omaha parking lot. Keep calm, it's flood time. And that's a boom. Weekend storm sets records for severe weather in western and southern Wisconsin. Baskerville hit with the strongest tornado county has seen since 1985. La Crosse breaks a 137-year-old rainfall record. Cosmic rays much? Keep calm. It's truth time. Well, flooded totaled as many as 50 vehicles. Pales in comparison to what is coming. No one's bumming. Omaha Public Works officials said Monday at least one section of the storm sewer collapsed in Saturday's torrential rainfall. Another two sections may have been damaged, and at least 50 vehicles parked in one downtown facility likely totaled. Like a schmodeled. Where did summer go? Looking back on a July that featured record-breaking rain and cold thanks to cosmic rays and naturally forced climate change thanks to our sun. I don't think anyone gets it, but we keep shoving it down their necks. Now that July has ended, what a ride it was. For many cities and towns, July was a record breaker, but probably not the reasons you'd like. June was record hot, the warmest June on record. For Boston and many spots in southern New England, 9 days of 90 degrees higher highs, including sweltering 100-degree day June 30th. Now, it wouldn't be a stretch to think that a pattern would continue right into July. However, the days surrounding July 4th don't typically harken thoughts of chilly temperatures, but that's exactly what arrived up in Boston. Boston's high temperatures Saturday, July 3rd, only hit 60. That set a new record cold high for that day, and perhaps more impressively tied the all-time coldest high temperature for July ever. And that would also be happening to tie the temperature for Christmas of 2020. Isn't that funny? Hello. From drought to derecho damage, the losses from record cold temps at $8.5 billion disaster aid bill passes the House Ag Committee. That's how true what happened was. You're seeing it right here. From drought and derecho damage to losses from record cold temperatures. Not what the IPCC put out today, but record cold temps cost $8.5 billion in disaster aid bill. It's like an oxymoron. Now let's talk about the fires. More fires than ever seen before, ever in North America. Incorrect. This is an average burn season, but what we do have is more smoke than normal inundating regions because there's less precipitation in some regions that typically get precipitation. The precipitation pushes down the smoke in the fire and eliminates these plumes. But smoke like this is not unprecedented, and it occurs every summer at this time across North America. Maybe not at this scale at this time, but certainly nothing unprecedented is happening. The only thing unprecedented happening is propaganda at a high level. If you want to know where the smoke is, check out the links below for airquality.weather.gov, where you can see that northern Utah, well, is going to be the worst case scenario, as well as Lake Erie. Isn't that weird? What happened there? All right, we're going to bring it back. There it is. This is the smoke map. You can check it. It's daily. It's live. It updates every hour. And you can see how much smoke is covering all of North America at the current time. And that's a lot of smoke. Puff, puff, pass. U.S. job openings soar to 10 million job openings for the first time as companies struggle to hire. 10 million job openings, and people claim that they can't find a job, just like I can remember last year. There's no jobs. Well, there's 10 million of them for you to go grab tomorrow. Tropical storm warnings issued for Puerto Rico. Virgin Islands, system likely to become Fred. Flintstone. Potential tropical cyclone 6 is now net. Key message for Potential Tropical Cyclone 6 Advisory Number 2. This is right now, Monday, August 9th, 11 p.m. The system is forecast to become a tropical storm as it moves through the Leeward Islands tonight, and tropical storm conditions are possible there. Tropical storm conditions are expected in portions of the U.S. Virgin Islands and Puerto Rico beginning on Tuesday afternoon and into the Dominican Republic by Wednesday. Tropical storm conditions are possible in northern Haiti by late Wednesday. Holy macaroni. Heavy rainfall could lead flash, urban, and small stream flooding. Potential mudslides across U.S. Virgin Islands and Puerto Rico. The greatest threat for flooding impacts will be across the eastern, southeastern portions of Puerto Rico. But this baby is coming to western Florida soon. So we're going to keep a close eye on that. Severe storms likely for the Midwest. Widespread heat. Hello. Multiple clusters of severe thunderstorms with damaging wind swaths, heavy rain and hail. Tornadoes or two are expected across parts of the Midwest on Tuesday. Widespread and oppressive heat is expected in the rest of the week. For much of the U.S., as excessive heat warnings and watches along with heat advisories are in effect for the Northwest. They're not going to tell you where excessive cool warnings are in the East because they don't have that up on the map. That's not the narrative. But keep a close eye on these regions if you're worried. Unprecedented, massive forest fire ravages Greek islands. Apparently the whole northern hemisphere is burning up and no one has ever witnessed it now that it is being published as a headline from the mainstream media. Greece has been baked by its worst heat wave in 3 decades. But 3 decades ago, it burned worse than now. Did you just pick that up? Antarctic blast delivers freezing lows, rare snows, and power outages across New Zealand. Well, central Wellington has experienced a rare snowy flurry today, August 9th, as a powerful Antarctic blast pummels the New Zealand. Videos posted on the Twitter show flakes falling outside the Molly Malone's bar on the Courtney Place Monday afternoon. And that is a holy macaroni to the New Zealand pummeling of the winter. Seismic update. No quakes of note, except everywhere is getting slightly excited. And we are too on the channel. Mount Etna roars into action. Etna has been lighting up the night sky regularly with explosions and paroxysms every 24 to 36 hours. Lava fountains and ash plumes, oh my, dazzling onlookers and waking up locals with its booms and roars. Al Gore's a horse. 3 volcanoes in Alaska erupt at the same time. What the are they talking about? Pavlov, Great Sitkin, and Semi-Sapoichnoi, all puffing and passing. Worldwide volcano news update. Karaminsk, Karimshki, Merapi, Shivalush, Liwotolo, Nevados de Chilan, Nevados de Ruiz, Nevados de Hello, Swanosima, Semi-Sapoichnoi. Say that 10 times fast. Many volcanoes are puffing and passing and kissing my assing. Did I just say that? Fagradalsfjall. There's Etna's volcano update. Small pyroclastic flow during the small landslide on the east flank on the southeast crater prior to the new eruption. Well, we won't get to that. It's too much to talk about. Fagradalsfjall volcano went dead, and they said, it's over, Johnny. Oh, no. It's not over. It's just beginning. The eruption picked up again this morning after a pause of visible activity since yesterday afternoon. A new vent opened in the rim, but outside of the main crater, producing a small lava fountain and lava flow, observers noticed on webcam. There it is. It's boom time, and now a 3D model has been released that is absolutely splendiferous or spectacular. And there it is. Holy shinoli. Whoa! I think I just threw up a little in my mouth. There it is. All right. So this is the main Bob vent, what we saw, and then Fisher 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 moved over here. This is the trending Fisher position, and this is the main vent. It has been extruding huge amounts of lava into this valley, filled that valley, and has completely filled this valley, which is now spilling over into this valley, which will eventually fill and move down across the coast and cut off the road. But this graphic is, well, Pretty freaking awesome. That's all we got to say. And we're going to give you links to it so you can stay up all night and spin around that main vent. But what has occurred in the last 24 to 48 hours is this main eruptive vent, which is flowing the lava in all directions, filling everything. After the fissure was shut, sealed, went quiet. But now it's erupting a little bit off to the side here, and we're going to see how this baby, well, develops as we move forward. Whew, glad that's over. Chicago cops turned their backs on Mayor Lightfoot at the hospital after 2 officers shot. Well, Major Mayor Lightfoot, the transgender, lesbian, or whatever she claims, protector of the public, is nothing but a charlatan and a racist, and she can suck our... So good for them. Climate change IPCC report is code red for humanity. It's come out, and they have upped their game. The world is going to rise by 5 degrees in the next 19 years, and it is game on. We're all burning up, and it's over. And this could be due to the fact that they're going to increase climate lockdowns because the COVID narrative is really not taking hold. Who knows? But it's all bullshit. Extreme weather events may share the same mechanism. Yeah, it's called propaganda. How global warming causes both extremes, heat and cold? Well, it's because we lied to you initially, then the reality took place, cold weather, and now we need to include it in our bullshit narrative, which includes cold, as well as hot, flooding and drought, farting and not farting, fat and thin, full and hungry, and everything else you can ever imagine, all caused by climate change. It's your fault. Now, Dr. Roger Higgs goes out on a limb. A letter to John Kerry, global warming and cooling mimic the sun's magnetic activity, not CO2. Please listen, because you're so important, John Kerry, and you care about humanity. That's why people are writing to you, John Kerry, because you weren't part of a huge corporate structure that bought corporations and bankrupted hundreds of thousands of people and destroyed their lives by taking their 501ks to make you richer. No, you care about people, John Kerry. That's why we're writing you a letter about actual climate science that you probably will read. No, you won't. You won't even care. Yesterday, during the height of summer, after we released a video on the Greenland mass ice balance nonsense, it grew even bigger. Greenland gained enough mass ice to bury Central Park under 2,200 feet of ice, after the mainstream was claiming, well, Florida would be buried in 5 feet of water. Well, this is the spike they failed to report on that was 15 to 20 gigatons in a single day. And here you can see the turn up in ice building in the middle of summer. What a bummer. Look at that. Mass ice gain in the middle of summer at the beginning of August gains 2 gigatons of ice in a single day. The mainstream can suck it. And we can also show you some evidence that global warming is also a fraud. New paper coming out, lodgepole pine and interior spruce radial growth response to climate and topography in the Canadian Rocky Mountains, Alberta. Now, they were taking an independent view on this idea. And they were saying, well, let's look at the tree ring data and let's prove global warming exists. And now all these graphs go from late 1920s to present. And what you're going to see is evidence of cooling in August, flat temperatures in January and March, in January, in August, it's cooling. In March, it's pretty flat for the last 100 years. Previous August temperatures are dropping, and so there is no global warming showing up in trees across the Canadian Rocky Mountains in Alberta. Facts right in your face. Observation-based early warning signals for a collapse of the AMOC, the Atlantic Meridional Overturning Circulation. Many of you know it as the Gulf Stream. It keeps the warm water flowing from the tropics up into New England and keeps Europe warm. Well, that may be coming to an end. According to Potsdam Institute for Climate Impact Research, they read the paper and they say that the major Atlantic Ocean current system might be approaching a critical threshold. Boom! The threat of an ice age is real, according to Armstrong Economics, and the Beaufort Gyre has been holding way too much fresh water, which means when it releases it, it's going to get chilly in Europe. Check out the video over at Magnetic Reversal News. Now, perfectly preserved cave lion cub found frozen in Siberia, 28,000 years old. Even its whiskers are intact, and here's the paper. Now, recently, someone over at the other channel that we sometimes watch, but only with a grain of salt, claimed that these bears came from the same cave and that the dating was wrong. Well, he didn't even read the paper. The bears were 15 miles apart in different sedimentary layers. And there's almost 0% probability that these bears came from the same mother, the same cave. And my eyebrow went up and said, what the is that tard doing over at that channel? He doesn't even read the papers. And yet 500,000 people are listening to this ass tart. Hello? Shaman's Gallery, Arizona Strip, and Southern Utah Wanderings, Day 5. This is one of the most impressive, ancient, rock art I have ever seen. And if you want to look at some creepy images, similar to other panels in Utah, including the procession panel, and many others that we've seen, please check this link out. Pretty awesome stuff here. Anthropomorphs that are definitely plasma discharge in origin. Before your very eyes, with pigment. Could be up to 10,000 years old. Now, as we finish up tonight, toxic invasive poison hemlock is spreading into U.S. parks and backyard gardens. And we will do a video on this for you later tomorrow, perhaps. But toxic invasive species that can be deadly if eaten or touched, or any number of things, are moving around the planet. And we've talked about poison hemlock in videos prior because we have it growing on the river out front. So stay tuned for the video on poison hemlock and the fact that it's spreading into more populated areas and causing risks to pets, livestock, and, humans. Dumb humans at that. It could feed the world. Amaranth, a health trend 8,000 years old, probably 18,000 years old. It survived colonization. We grow it here all over our acres here at the Permaculture Orchard and in anywhere that we can grow amaranth. Multiple varieties. It is literally edible from the time it sprouts, after it seeds, all through the winter. You do the math. 32nd annual Crestone Energy Fair, the longest running energy fair on the planet, is my birthday weekend, August 28th and 29th. I will definitely be there the 29th because I'm speaking there from 5:30 to 7 p.m. in a special closed tent roundtable discussion for anyone that shows up on permaculture as a necessity. And I'll be giving away free cannabis, free seeds, many other things. And you can just interact with us all day Sunday. But Saturday is my birthday, and we may have other plans. So if you're planning on going to the Crestone Energy Fair, the 32nd annual, be there Sunday, fun day, to see Diamond live. And that's a boom to knowledge. Proper prior planning prevents piss poor performance. In a dystopian world where all you need is being to succeed in your planting prowess, what will you do? Will you share this video? Or will you run to the hills and bury your head in the sand? It's your choice. Either way, we love each and every one of you. Thanks for sharing this video. Become a Patreon and be the boom that you always desired. No.